Let's jump right in, folks. Happy Wednesday, stormy Wednesday here in the northeastern part of the United States. Something I think they call it a bomb cyclone. Is that what's happening here? This is what it looks like on the map. I believe we've got another couple of hours before the heavy stuff starts. All right, we are in Chester, Connecticut, I believe, and we're going to be flying up here to Plum Island. I wanted to do VFR, but as you can see, not really a VFR type of night. Current weather, obviously showers. We've got 090, 15 gusts at 27. Oh, that should make for an interesting takeoff. 050 variable at 11. Yeah, scattered at 0, broken at 800, overcast. I mean, it's just going to be, it's just not a VFR night. So, unfortunately, we're going to be IFR and perhaps even too high to really see what's going on, which is a bummer because this is really a beautiful area. But, you know, can't cry over spilled milk. Let's go flying. Wobble pump a couple of times. It is somewhat chilly out today, so we'll give it a 4 pulls on the primer. Mag's coming on. Battery on. We better put our beacon light on. Fuel pump coming on. Got good fuel pressure right there. Brake set. I forgot to do something here. Turn that off. Sorry about that, guys. We got to have prop lever full forward, throttle cracked. Let's try that one more time. Nope. It's the opposite of that's the opposite of the Cessna. Gotta have to have the mixture full forward. Yeah. All right. Pitot heat, come on. Cabin lights, don't need nav lights. Yep. Landing lights, pulse light. We'll go pulse light first. We'll turn the instrument lights on, and hopefully we'll get some clearance. Here's the tricky thing about the clearance tonight, is I think we actually need New York approach 2407, and I don't have that frequency right now online, so we are going to do the best we can. And as I look at the VATSIM, the VATtastic map, I'm seeing, my guess would be that I'm picking up one of these guys here. So that's, oh, how do I do that? Hover over this. Yeah, so HR, I don't know if it's HRP approach or LSO departure, so we're just going to check in with one of them and see if we're right. We are uncontrolled, actually. If we wanted to, we could just pretty much head out and then pick up our IFR in the air, but I think we'll go ahead. Let's start with LSO departure. I really need a better ATC coverage map. A friend of mine, Downwind Sim, did share with me, I think last night actually, an ATC map that showed the circles of coverage, but it just became kind of, honestly, a bit unmanageable, and so I haven't quite figured it out just yet. We do have a weather radar here, and it's going to be lit up tonight. This is the Rex weather radar. It's an add-on to the Beaver, so good to have. Got the little junior first officer enhancing the audio there in the back. Thanks, Mikey McBrien, for that idea. Trademark, Mikey McBrien. All right, we're gonna get the altimeter 2950. Oh, Mom is shutting him down with the. He's all right. I think it adds a little something to the channel, to be honest with you. 2950, super low pressure, and that's partly why there is so much storm activity. 2950, right there. So yeah, we're sitting at about 500, a little over 500 feet, and that checks. We are filed today an altitude of 5,000. Put that in. I don't know if I can arm that quite yet. Nope, can't arm that quite yet. That's a little bit a little different here. And this Milviz, I left the glass cockpit in here, so the only reason I'm going to fire it up is because I need to be able to put the frequencies in that we need to use. Otherwise, I'm not going to use the map at all. It's just going to be all slant alpha, as has come to be really my favorite way to navigate. All right, LSO departure 20.
System test
40.
okay.
So happy Wednesday, everyone. If you're new to the channel, this is the kind of stuff I like, more the vintage stuff and the bush flying, although this really isn't bush flying per se, but we are heading into kind of an out of the way type of airport in a definitely an off airport type of plane. So alright, we've got that tuned in, and let's just see if we're even close here. New York departure, good evening. November 323 Kilo Tango.
November 323 Kilo Tango, New York departure.
Yes, sir, we're on the ground, Chester. I'm not sure who we need to contact for IFR departure. IFR clearance.
323 Kilo Tango at Tegan Airport.
We're here at Chester. It's Sierra November Charlie.
Stand by. Delta 683, contacting your center 125.32. New York Charlie, 683. Southwest tree, contacting your center 125.32. Southwest 3, switching the center, good day.
Probably should have just departed uncontrolled and picked up the clearance en route, but that's okay. That's okay.
Traffic calling departure, say again, call sign. Traffic calling departure, say again, call sign.
323 Kilo Tango, I called you just a minute ago. I don't think he was talking to us. I think somebody else. So here's the hard thing is, there could be somebody clear on the other side of the airport.
Southwest, tree 91, I heard, stand by, what airport you at?
Yeah, there could be somebody on the complete other side of the airport. He's more than whatever the range is for me, so I can't hear him. So I don't know if he was trying to contact. I don't think he was trying to contact me again, because I think he had my call sign.
Other traffic calling, Kilo November, or correction, Kilo Charlie November Charlie looks to be in Iowa, is that correct?
Kilo Charlie November Charlie, that's not us. Share the link to the Discord channel if you want to join the FBO, if you want to be a part of Downwind Sim. My friend completely online bullying me about everything that I do wrong here, and rightly so, rightly so. Actually, I encourage it. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I don't know if Downwind's even on just yet. Oh, maybe he is. I think he's going to join us actually tomorrow. Hey, bud. Let's leave that alone, okay? Don't. This is the question that you only ask a 2-year-old. Why are you licking the candle? Let's put that up there, okay? That's going to be icky. Yeah, that's going to be icky. Anyway, I think Downwind is going to be joining us tomorrow as we fly. No. Yeah, don't touch. I got this baby running, and it's hard for Papa to get it started again.
Call from Chester, contact New York departure 128.12.
2812, thank you. 323 Kilo Tango. Yep, and there's an example. Dude, you gotta. Yeah, no problem. There was an example of him just about cutting. Oh man, now I don't know. Now I can't remember what he told me. 12532. And I'm sorry, departure. Can you tell me that frequency one more time? 323 Kilo Tango.
323 Kilo Tango. It's 128.12.
12812. Thanks. 12812. I don't see that one listed. 12812. That's not one on the chart either. So I wonder what that is. Is that a 2812? I don't know what that is, but 12812. Okay, that's interesting. The New York departure. Good evening, November 323 Kilo Tango. Yeah.
Double 2601, turn left turn heading 090, descend and maintain 8,000. Left heading 090 and descend.
Must be a center controller.
Delta 2279, wind 110 at 24, gust 31, runway 22 left, go to land. Clear to land, 22 left, 2279. Delta 1882, turn left heading 250, general localizer. United 410 Juliet, turn 10 degrees to the right. 10 right, 410 Juliet.
Okay, I just got a message here.
Double 1054, welcome to Kennedy, straight ahead Zulu, cross runway 31 left. You can taxi via Zulu and Foxtrot to Terminal 5, hold short of runway 22 right. Roger, straight ahead Zulu, cross 31.
Oh, so he's also on 2855. Alright, 2855. Which, again, he's not showing up.
Was it a smooth ride on the way down? Not really, about 10 miles north of Kennedy at plus or minus 10 knots in
I don't. So my my controller I just talked to said gave me this frequency and 2855. Excuse me.
United 410 Juliet, 5 miles from Teterboro, turn right heading 190, maintain 3,000 to establish the localizer, clear islands, runway 22 left approach.
This is turning into a long wait here. I wonder how much fuel I have. Okay, we're good. We're fully fueled. I'll try to give him a call real quick again. He is busy. Alright, at least we can listen to the sights and sounds as we're out here messing around. That's kind of cool. New York, good evening, November 323 Kilo Tango.
November 232 Kilo Tango, confirm.
323 Kilo Tango, yes sir, on the ground Chester. With the weather, we'd like to request Ifr clearance to Plumb Island.
November 232 Kilo Tango, New York, approach, clearance on request, standby.
Alright, that's a start there. Oh, don't walk into my tail, dude. Oh no.
Delta 1882, wind 11024, gust 31, runway 22 left, go to land.
Okay. Well, guy doesn't have a coat on, man. It can't be that bad out. I promise you guys, we will be in the air soon. Soon, soon, soon. No passengers tonight, as you can see. No cargo. Just me and the Milviz de Havilland DHC2 Beaver. Going with just this regular configuration tonight, regular tires, regular wings, because we're going to be concrete to concrete today, even with the small Plumb Island Airport and the small Chester Airport. But the lesson of the day right now is depart VFR and pick up your Ifr clearance en route. That's okay. Much better to get this on, especially on a weather day like today, to get it done right. The only drawback is the longer we go, the worse the weather gets. But you know what? That's just part of the gig. We'll be okay. Moderate to severe turbulence, but no icing reported.
WestJet 580 New York approach the park camera heading 050, vectors ILS 22 left, Kennedy altimeter 29er, 29er. 050 camera, check 22 left, WestJet 580.
We'll be going over to Boston Center right after we talk to this guy, so 3470 will be that next frequency. We won't switch over, we'll just have it ready to go.
United 410, Juliet, wind 110 at 14, gust 24, runway 22 left, clear to land. Clear to land, 22 left, United 410, Juliet.
Well, we can't be far off.
United 2159, I got you loud and clear.
They do have a fair amount of traffic up here, and again, I think it's due to the new voice codec, but look at the coverage that we have on a Wednesday night. That is not usual. I mean, clear out to Salt Lake City, Denver, Albuquerque, down into Mexico, Jamaica, or Cuba, I guess, the northern part of South America. These guys are always on. A lot of people messing around, trying things out, Oceanic. I'm sure they're really working through things, because Across the Pond's coming up here this weekend. And then
Here we go, United 36, runway 22 right at Whiskey, taxi via uniform.
got Sweden. That's Sweden and Norway. You think I would know. That's where my ancestors are
Southwest 391, heavy plans advised, ready to copy.
but I don't know. And then over here, even we've had some real late nights.
Copy, Southwest 391. My bad, 1 second. JetBlue 2601, turn left heading 360, so to maintain 5.
Well, oh,
360, descend,
Honolulu is on.
Southwest 391, you're cleared to the Washington Reagan Airport via the Kennedy.
I'd be regretting not flying those small airports tonight instead of where we're at here, but lots of good stuff going on.
Modena,
Wonder if our friend Rob from Slant Off Adventures is controlling tonight. A lot of times he'll control in the DC area on Wednesday nights.
Squawk 1557.
That's the look around, whip around your VATSIM map.
Squawk real quick and then I will read back. Thank you. Squawk's 1557. Alright, so I got the Canadian 5 departure.
Well, we've got a crosswind departure regardless today, so we need to think a little bit about where I'm going to go. 090 at 12, so the wind almost straight across. It's a runway 35 and runway 17. So I think we just, I don't really know that it matters, because we're going to be hopefully hanging a 090 turn and heading a bit east to our first waypoint, which is again Norwich at 110
580, switch to frequency
decimal
128.12.
0. We'll get that set up and ready to go. 110, excuse me, 110 decimal 0. Whoa, that
Delta 1882 straight ahead, Juliet, right turn,
0.
Bravo, cross runway 22 right to the ramp.
Okay, we'll put that in. See if that makes anything come alive. Nope, not yet. So we might have to track something a little bit more outbound here. Kind of see what our clearance tells us here before we do anything. So it's on about a 080, 078. What Sky Vector is telling me. So we'll just kind of put it down right there. There's 080.
Yep, and WestJet 580, just confirm you on 128.12.
Yeah, we're on 2812 now, if you're controlling it as well.
Yep, well, I was actually just handing it off to the next controller. Alright, see you.
Oh, alright.
WestJet 580, descend and maintain 7,000.
Uh-oh, if he hands me off, I might be in a little bit of trouble.
Approach, good evening, WestJet 580, 111,000.
WestJet 580, descend and maintain 7,000.
77, WestJet 580.
Approach, good evening, JetBlue 2601 with you, just reaching 5,000.
JetBlue 2601, turn
So we are going to actually do Madison here. At,
JetBlue 2601, we're already on the heading.
oh, actually, sorry, we had. Did I have Madison check? No, 110.4. Whoa, I was about to change my frequency here. All right, hold on. Close that window. 110.4. I can track this out.
Maintain 3,000, JetBlue 2601.
Uh-oh. Must be getting close to maybe bath time. All right, once we get up in the air, we'll see if that comes alive here. That's it. That is a 078 outbound. So we will spin that guy around here. That's going to be there, 080. All right, well, we're all ready. If we manage to get clearance here anytime soon, and I might just check back in. And departure, I know you're making a controller change. Just checking on the clearance for November 323 Kilo Tango.
November 232 Kilo Tango, clearance on request and manifest.
Hey, Watha. What if I could just... And approach, can 323 Kilo Tango, can I just depart VFR and pick up the IFR en route?
Kilo 2601, reduce speed to 210, turn left heading 270, descend maintain 3000.
Speed 210 knots, descend and maintain 2,000. And what's the heading again, sorry, for 26?
Well, it's the beauty and the curse of this airspace. It's well used, but sometimes you have to wait and be patient, and yeah, that's okay. I just want to make their job easier. So just to recap, we can't quite pick up Norwich.
Yeah, I'm not finding that airport case sensing.
But I'm going to tune in. This is Madison, and we'll follow. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's 078 outbound. It takes us pretty much over Chester, puts us on this this Victor Airway here, and then we should be able to pick up Norwich pretty soon thereafter, and then we'll head north 011, and that's up into Gardner. Take it right, 071. That'll put us at, is that Manchester? Yep, Manchester. And then from Manchester, we'll get a probably cleared direct to, and that's what we're trying to find right there, Plumb Island. And it's a tricky one to find. I've already failed trying to find it at least one time before. Hopefully tonight will be a different story, unless I run out of daylight, which, if that's the case, then I guess I'm out of luck again. But the cause for the delay right now, pretty simple. Traffic volume. There's a lot of guys
580, turn left heading
coming here, coming there.
5,000.
All of us wanting to play in the storm, I guess. We're all still little boys that like to play in the mud puddles. All right, well, yeah, nothing to do but wait right now. So talk amongst yourselves. Anybody from out of town?
Number 323 Kilo Tango is still on this frequency.
Affirm, 323 Kilo Tango.
Number 323 Kilo Tango, just confirm you're flying for VFR now.
Negative. I should have an IFR flight plan filed from Chester to 2 Bravo 2, which is Plum Island.
Roger, just give me 1 more minute, sir, and sorry for the delay.
No problem. Not like I said, if it's easier for me to depart VFR and then pick up the clearance en route, I can sure do that also. Whatever's easiest for you. I'm sure part of it is he's wanting to keep me out of all the different traffic that is in the area, which I completely understand. So this is, by the way, an Orbix scenery, and I think it's a little bit on the old side itself. I think it's one that's been around maybe even all the way back to the FS9 days, possibly. Could that be true? Definitely showing its age just a little bit, but they have, spruced it up a little bit. I've got the people flow in there, they got some static aircraft in there, so makes it look pretty nice. Oh, Downwind Sim. Hello, my good man. Well, what we're doing currently right now is we're sitting on the ground at Chester Airport, and we are awaiting IFR clearance up to, drum roll please, Plum Island. I figured if Slant Alpha could get a little bit of redemption and into Catalina, maybe I could do the same thing.
2 Bravo 2 Airport. Maintain 5,000. Expect 5,010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is this, and squawk 1565.
Cleared to Plum Island as filed. Will maintain 5,000. Will stay with you for departure frequency. Squawk 1565. 323 Kilo Tango.
Number 323 Kilo Tango, release for departure, clearance void if not off by 0040 Zulu. Current time 0030 Zulu. Advise if you cannot depart by 0040 Zulu, change to advisory frequency.
Over to advisory, we'll give you a call, airborne 323 Kilo Tango. Alright, so let's put the squawk in here, 1565. And we will enter that.
West at 580, turn right, heading 320, descend, maintain 3000.
We will make sure that we have Mode Charlie selected. And I guess before I go to Boston, I need to go 121.8. Alright, let's flip that over and give me just 1 second here to take care of something in real life. Be right back. All right, I need just a little something to sip on there. Kind of hacking a lung again real quick. So what's the flight plan? Okay, let me give you the flight plan real quick here. And Chester, I'll toss that on there as well here. KS, I think it's SNC. Yeah, it's a weird kind of then. So that's the whole flight plan there. And yeah, this has the GTN 750, the Flight 1 GTN 750, which I have actually taken out of all of my other airplanes just because I don't really need it, and I like just doing it with the regular unit. But I am going to do it today just because I need to have the frequency panels here, and so I'm not using the map. I could program it in, and I probably ought to really at one of these flights, but just so I can remember how to enter a flight plan, because it does come in handy to be able to use this thing from time to time. But I'm not going to worry about it right for this particular flight. Yeah, I was gonna file VFR initially, but the ceilings are just too low, and so you're right, it's going to be Soup City the entire way here. So probably not the most visually appealing flight that I've ever done, but I'm sure that you'll provide comedic relief throughout if my regular piloting skills or lack thereof don't already. But that's okay. It'll be real interesting as we take off, and then it'll be real interesting on the approach. And it's only about I think it's about an hour flight at the most. So excuse me here, I gotta make a quick call. I almost forgot about that. Chester traffic, November 323 Kilo Tango. We are departing runway 17 Chester. And we're going to be turning, what are we turning? If we're heading east, we're going to be making a left-hand turn. Yeah, we're going to be making a left-hand turn. We're going to try to pick up that VOR, the outbound Madison VOR. Follow that guy. Roughly 078, I think, is what we said. Let's get this big tail dragger lined up, and we'll be ready to rock and roll here in just a second. Hey, look at that flag. Oh, it was straight out just a second ago. All right, flaps will come to, there it goes, to takeoff. This could be very interesting. Like I say, it'll be really exciting in the beginning, and then we'll see how it plays out after that. Trim is in good shape. Let's make sure here I've got everything I need. Landing light can come on. Don't need any of that stuff. That's all good. What's my carb heat situation here? Boy, I am warm. I am really warm. I've been sitting on the ground so long here. I'm gonna turn that all the way down. Hopefully I'll cool that off a little bit. Oh boy. I'm gonna put my cabin. I just need to get going here. Hopefully the cool northeastern air will cool off the carb temps a lot. Oh my goodness, I am all over the place. Holy cow. I'm airborne right now. I'm flying. That was fast. Oh man, look at the wind, how far it's blowing me over. Holy Moses. Wow. Alright. Straight and level would be appreciated here. Thank you. And pull the flaps up. Altitude is our friend at this point. I don't want to blow the engines up before we even get 10 miles away. Wow, that was a little bit wild and woolly. Now the autopilot in this thing, I want to engage it. Maybe. There we go. Heading mode. Am I not going to engage it? Do I not have it? maybe I'm not going to have autopilot tonight. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, never mind. It'll be the best kind of flying. It's IFR flying, truly instrument flying, and yeah, we'll have to see what's going on with the autopilot. It's a quirky autopilot anyway. Like it sometimes disconnects at just the right time. All right, so we're going to level it out. And as you can see, we do have the VOR is alive, but we are a little bit left of that VOR. We are climbing, and our speed is doing okay. We may be a little bit too dramatic on the climb. I'd like to get it, let's not get nose down here. Come on, baby. I'd like to get it around 1,000 feet per minute. Yeah, gusts are 21. I'm thinking I may potentially have exceeded the limits of the aircraft. But fortunately, that class I took, the downwind sim, how to fly in bad weather class, yeah, it's not, my autopilot is being very finicky right now. And oh boy, I've went way past where I wanted to, getting blown all over the place. I do need to go back and check in with New York departure though. Let's get on course. We'll worry about the autopilot later. We can fly this thing by hand all the way if we have to. New York departure 323 Kilo Tango, climbing 3,100.
November 323 Kilo Tango, radar contact, climb and maintain 5,000, resume on navigation.
5,000, resume on nav, 323 Kilo Tango. Alright, we will do that. We are close to being on the outbound VOR. And here's the thing about this plane, this is why I was wanting to get the autopilot going, is there's no DME. And so, oh, that's right, downwind sim, you taught me to actually be smart and not try to do stupid stuff like this. I keep getting that thing mixed up. That must have been Al South that taught me the other one. But so no DME, so we have to kind of calculate our distances here, doing the old distance equals rate times time. So for me to try to type something into my calculator is a little bit tricky when I'm hand flying. This is a 25 knot first leg, and so, you know, roughly if we're 120, that's going to take about 12 minutes. And so I have the timer going, and yeah, I'm going to estimate about, I mean, I've been going for now 3 minutes, so I estimate in 9 minutes I will be where I need to be as far as Norwich. And that's a big, I'm drifting all over the place, as you can see, so that's no gimme. Now Al South he's in the mix because you got him in the mix downwind, and you know you did because you've enlisted him to give me a hard time for not being an X-plane guy. Alright, it's going to be tough. The only thing I worry about now is okay, autopilot is, it's just saying it's not on. I'm getting nothing here, nothing.
Sorry,
I made,
Delta 1331 depart Cambrian heading 040, descend maintain 11,000, Kennedy altimeter 29.
Let's get it leveled out here.
Expect ILS 2.
I'm drifting way, whoa.
Roger, 040 at
Drifting
1,000.
way far away from my VOR. Alright, almost got, there's 5,000. We're going to try our best. It's going to be a rodeo here. We're going to be up and down and all over the place. I'm going to have to, I'm wondering if this is part of the issue. Alright, now can I engage my autopilot? There we go. Alright, heading mode set. So I actually have to have that on. That's a little bit of a bummer. There, I'll put that back to that. And, oh boy, where am I going? Oh, cow. Altitude is set here at 5,000. Yep, autopilot will pop on and off, like I said, and it's extremely sensitive to turbulence, and so that might be an issue for us. We may have to hand fly this bad boy.
Southwest 91 Squawk Mode Charlie.
All right, we're gonna get back on track here. We are getting close. We're now about 5 minutes to go. Yep, and our autopilot just keeps popping off.
Data 1331 descend and maintain.
Okay, well, like I said, it's going to be maybe just one of those nights, so autopilot is broken. Must be a P3D thing. I just thought I'd say that before you did, downwind. Okay, well, we'll just have, it'll be good practice for us, honestly, to stay in the soup, to use the instruments, trust the instruments, and I am going to, let's see if I can pick up Norwich. That was 110.0. I have that loaded up right here. So let's see if that pops in. And okay, yes it does. Alright, so we are still well to the left, of course. Hopefully when we get north of Norwich, the turbulence will be a little bit easier and we'll be able to engage autopilot. If not, like I say, we'll just continue to rock and roll. Alright, I'm thinking we're within about 4 minutes of being where we need to be here. And but I want to get back on because we're really heading south. I want to get back on this VOR. It's now an inbound. There we go. Now I see it coming in.
Kennedy 5 departure, radar vectors code, then is filed, maintain 5,000,
Turn
level
gently.
departure on this
Actually have my altitude in pretty good shape there.
American 670 clear to Airbnb at the Kennedy 5 code.
Alright, let's arm the altitude here.
Can you give the first point again?
Oh, we're just about to break through here, guys.
Radar vectors code as you filed.
Radar vectors code.
I'm losing some altitude. I don't know why. Oh, because I'm going down 200 feet per minute. I should have filed 7,000. We could have been up above all the soup here. I didn't know what the I don't know what the tops are. That's my problem. And this is not exactly a plane that can cruise at, you know, flight level 340.
Left 10-320, December
134.7. I'm predicting that's going to be our next frequency. That's Boston Center. This is becoming predictable. Hey, if nothing else, I guess I could. Let me see if I can get that end departure November 323 Kilo Tango. Could we get 7,000 for the weather?
I'm sorry, what was that?
November 323 Kilo Tango. Could we climb to 7,000 for weather?
Number 323 Kilo Tango, if climb and maintain 7,000.
Maybe I don't want to do that. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm actually kind of, you can actually see things a little bit. What is that? What does Mr. Weather Radar say? Oh, that doesn't, why is that not even saying anything now? Holy guacamole, what is going on here? There, okay, 20, 40 miles. The worst of it's there.
Data 3661, turn left heading 270, descend, maintain 3,000.
Well, let's go up there and see what it's like. If it's not, I mean, the main thing is just if we can stay out of the turbulence, that's going to be the benefit here. All right, what's our timer showing here? So we're, yeah, within just a couple of minutes. I would say Yeah, we're
Sierra call center.
about,
November.
well, actually, yeah,
Kilo Tango
about,
contact Boston Center 134.7.
let's say about 3 minutes. But here's the hard part: is my speed has changed. So now I'm 110, and yeah, so
323 Kilo Tango, do you copy?
go for 323 Kilo Tango.
323 Kilo Tango, contact Boston Center 134.7.
134.7, 323 Kilo Tango. Good night.
Delta 36, 61, 10 miles from.
I'm almost thinking I shouldn't go up higher here. I'm heading right to the worst of it. Alright. We're gonna stick with it, yeah, so here we go.
56 for traffic.
I actually think that's maybe not a bad thing. We're just gonna level at 5,000 here. Stay below the worst of this, and once we punch through here, I think we're going to be okay. Boy, we are getting pushed around here, though.
American 279, how's your ride?
Oh boy. That's part of why I did this tonight, though. I'll be honest with you. Even though I wanted to. I wanted to have that nice, beautiful view. I don't mind a little bit of a challenge. Okay, I'm sliding a little bit to the right. I am showing I'm within probably 2 to 3 minutes of Norwich. And so
occasional light chop at 370.
Yeah, we are going to just, since we've switched controllers, I don't know that he's probably been told that we moved up to 7,000. So I'm going to stay down here at 5. As soon as I started to climb, I ran into that turbulence. I do need to check in here with center, though.
Delta 64, amend altitude, maintain flight level 230 for traffic, maintain flight level 230.
Maintain flight level 230 for traffic, Delta 64.
And Virgin 29 X-ray Charlie.
Okay, we're back on the outbound.
12 to 1 o'clock, 8 miles northeastbound, 1,000 feet above is a 757.
I'm just going to kind of wait until we see this guy.
Thank you.
Null out, and then we'll know we're over the VOR, and we'll head northbound. Boston Center, November 323 Kilo Tango, 5,000, we're inbound Norwich.
November 323 Kilo Tango, Boston Center, very good evening, the Providence altimeter 2963, and Roger.
2963, 323 Kilo Tango. 29er.
Kilo Tango, are you staying at 5 or are you requesting 7?
Well, I did request 7 a minute ago, but actually on the way up we ran into some pretty heavy turbulence, so I'd like to request 5,000 again.
Okay, 3 Kilo Tango, that's fine. Maintain 5,000, and just for your information, about 5 minutes ago, 42 miles north of your current position and along your route of flight, a Diamond 62 reported moderate rime icing from 6,000 to 8,000.
Appreciate that, 323 Kilo Tango. Alright, icing.
Roger, and if you need anything else, just advise the lowest altitude I can offer in that area is 3,200.
Roger. Alright, let's, I need to come back here and check. Oh my goodness.
2818, contact New York 125.323.
Oh, that's a bad thing right there, my friends. I gotta get that.
Contact 125.3.
That's why I had cranked up clear to the. I have that backwards. Okay, and now we're back in the green. Okay, downwind sim. Huh. Up is cold, down is hot.
2970 down.
I just about had an engine fire, a la downwind sim style.
And up here at
All right, let's get
back.
back up to 5,000 if that's where we're going. And all right, we.
Delta 64, thank you for your help. Descend again via the
Are we over the top? We might be getting close to being over the top here. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's, I'm going to go back to heading mode.
Virgin 29 X-ray Charlie, descend and Actually disregard.
And we're just gonna fly about 010 for now.
517 contact.
I am
New
going
York approach
to.
128.12. Good day.
We need to go.
128.12.
We need to go north from here 011. So let me spin this guy around.
Virgin 29 X-ray Charlie, descend and maintain 17,000. The Long Island altimeter is 2938.
We're just going to fly this heading here. I think we're within just a mile or two of
Presidential 56.
the Norwich VOR.
128.12, 2812.
There's my altitude. Still not arming correctly.
American 1172, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240.
PD 240,
All right.
American 172.
Let's go down here. Let's get to 5,000. We'll set the altitude old school 737-200 style. We'll just pop altitude and we won't worry about arming it. I should be able to arm it right now. And it should VS down to 5,000.
Leave the Gulf, turn left heading 230.
But it's not.
Actually maintain 5,000. Roger, maintain 5,000.
Yeah, that's interesting.
5,500.
Well, alright. Oh, I've got a message here from downwind. Sorry, I'm busy trying not to crash into the ground here. Let me get this altitude set, and then I'll be ready to talk to you. So, once this needle starts to move, I know, well, it may null out if we are lucky and we go right over the top of where we're heading. So, downwind sim says on X-plane, if you run too rich for too long, it goes through the roof and fire. Yeah, and so that was exactly what it should have done for me. So Milviz doesn't, it's a little more forgiving because I left it, not only was it too hot, but I mean I was down on the ground idling, which is also hard. And so, yeah, all the way around, not a great job. Oh, there's my, okay.
Virgin 29 X-ray Charlie, turn left.
Not a good job on my part.
That's Charlie, descend and maintain.
Okay, so we need to pick up 011, and we're going to go by it here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just fly 360 to try to resume that. And this is a leg of how far?
Thank you.
How far? It might be tough to read with the weather here. 16 to there, 33 to there. I think it's 33 a halfway point.
American 1251.
Track it outbound 33, and then. Alright, you know what? I'm going to do this. I know there's weather. We're not going to worry about that. So 33, and then so this is 27. So a grand total of 60. We need 33 on the way out. Ooh, and we're pretty well lined up. That's not bad.
At Baron 2 Romeo Foxtrot, contact New York approach 120.8. Good day.
20.8, Baron Sierra Foxtrot. Good night.
So if we need 33 and our current speed is 130, we can estimate this. Mr. Calculator, can you help me out here? So 33 divided by, whoops, yeah, 33 miles divided by 130 knots or miles per hour, pretty close either way. It's going to give, it's miles per hour. So that's 0.25, so multiply that times 60. We need just a little over 15 minutes. All right, timer's going. We are actually breaking out just a skosh here. Guys, I really truly did want to show you this scenery. It's pretty cool. It's really hilly and dang it, I can't find one of these cameras spins around the plane. Yeah, there we go. Really hilly, and the colors are turning here, and we've got lakes and rivers and railroad tracks and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, United 36, I do see a target there. Looks like they just spawned. No idea who they are. Give
so
me
I'm
a
glad
second.
we can
I'll
see
try and
just
get
at least a little bit here. The Salmon River kind of runs a little bit to the west of us here, and so, you know, it's a neat area. right, at our 33-mile mark, which is a little over 15 minutes, we're going to flip over
5 Lima Golf, turn
to Gardner, which is 110.6, and I need to get that put in here. 1106. Enter. That'll be ready to go. I think we may need, at some point, we may need Boston approach here, so I'm going to put that in as well. 1330. I think we might need that before we go back over to Unicom. Notice how I see that? When we get to Plum Island, I've drifted far to the left by the way of my outbound radial. I wonder if my nav will allow me to fly this outbound. I fly the nav so infrequently in this plane that I don't even really know if it will do that for me. I'm going to get back where I'm a little closer to being on the outbound, and then when I'm on the outbound, I bet I'm getting pushed by that east wind. I might need to really crab into it to get back on the outbound. The wind here, by the way, at my current position, yeah, still about the same.
55, thank you,
Well, no, actually 141 at 3.8 at my altitude, so a little bit stronger, and it's really going to push me. Really going to push me to the northwest here, which is off course. I need to get myself back on the VOR. I think that needle may be inching its way back over. Yes, it is. Let's help it just a little bit more. We'll go 050, and we'll get on that outbound, and then at that point, I'm going to pop the nav on, and we're just going to see if this will fly. Some of my aircraft that have a little bit more advanced avionics will fly that outbound, and some will not. Some, like the DC-3, as soon as I press nav lock, it spins my compass around and automatically flies toward whatever I have tuned in to the nav radio. So I have to use heading mode with that plane. But I think I might be okay to use. Well, we'll find out, I guess. We're going to get it lined up a little bit to help it to begin with. Alright, if we get ice, by the way.
American 1172, descend via the J-Fun 2 arrival, runway 4 right, the Boston, altimeter 2970.
Via the J-Fun 2, 4 right.
Surely this has ice protection. Right?
Boston Diamond 717, take us here. Can we get 15 right for weather?
November 717, take us here. Deviations right
I know
of
the
course.
pitot heat is there for
able, proceed direct LaGuardia.
For ice, but
yeah, course approved and enable direct LaGuardia 717, take us here.
Something up here for ice right now. We are still plenty warm, so hopefully we won't run into anything, but well, I don't know, maybe not. Alright, just about there. We are back in the soup, and I'm gonna pop the nav on and let's just see what happens here. See if it holds it. Yep.
Virgin 29 X-ray Charlie.
All right, good to know. Like I say, I just don't fly this plane. I hand fly it almost always, so I'm not super familiar with the autopilot. And then every so often I've even used this, which
November 5 Lima Golf, runway 5,
kind of circumvents this, but
November 3 Kilo Tango to Bradley, altimeters 2955.
2955, 3 Kilo Tango. 2955.
6104 at 120.
Alright, there's
Delta
one.
6104, Boston Center, Roger, maintain flight level 360.
And there's the other.
6104.
Okay. gold.
And could you please repeat the...
So, yeah, look at that. That looks pretty cool, man. Lots of colors. I think New England is pretty famous for its
Virgin 20 X-ray Charlie Star on the
fall
landline.
leaf color
yeah,
show.
Contact New York 128.12.
Going to one...
All right, 6.5 minutes into our little over 15-minute leg
717 Takeoff Sierra, contact New York 120.8. Good luck.
north into good luck. And then after the 33, we have another 27 up into Gardner. So we're getting there.
November 435 Hotel Papa, contact Boston, approach 133.0. 133.0, see you. See you.
Weather radar actually shows we're getting close to some pretty nasty stuff here. I wonder if I should be proactive and just put her back on hand flying mode. Something I am going to do is lean this guy out here. Not really getting a whole heck of a lot more power, but we'll be a little bit more conservative
November 770 Foxtrot
with the
Lima,
fuel
Roger,
burn.
maintain 12000.
Not that that should be an issue. We have 3 full tanks, and like I say, just about, well, I guess it's about an hour and 20 minutes for the flight. Closing in on 9 minutes, again at about the 15-minute mark. We will be right here to Graham, and then 27 miles up to Gardner, and then we make our turn. We start to head a little bit more east. It's a 071 heading, and then things get serious after Manchester. Yes, indeed.
Radio check, loud and clear.
All right, downwind. Chef, really Renaissance man. There's really not much I don't think that guy can't do. So we'll have some dinner. I had Cheerios for dinner tonight, but I was able to have it with
American 297
Mrs. First Officer, so that was kind of nice. The boss, the owner of the FBO, as it were. We're able to sit down and have a little something. Ooh, Italian night with King's Hawaiian. Oh man.
Quarter 948 Boston.
Excellent call. Excellent call.
American 1172, contact approach 133.0. Good night.
33, nothing to see, American 1172.
November 5 Lima Golf, contact ground point 9er, we'll see. Lima Golf Project, talk to you later. Thank you very much for the help. Have a good night.
Much better than Cheerios, I would say. But I did have blueberry bagel with that Cheerios also, with, you know, drenched in melted butter. Yeah, yeah. Nope, she wanted that. That was her. She kind of.
American 279 Boston.
She kind of chose that. She's actually been a little under the weather herself.
American
I think
279
I gave her my sinusy junk, and so now she's on the antibiotics. And of course, when you're on that, your stomach feels like crap, nothing tastes good. So she just kind of eats. She just kind of eats whatever sounds best, and that's what she wanted, was just a little something light. So yeah, I like to share.
Commuter 221 Boston Center, good evening, climb and maintain flight level 210.
210, commuter Delta 1.
And into the soup we go. Not even a good outside view to show you, unfortunately.
Boston Center, American 2204, she going through.
But I think we'll punch through this fairly quickly.
Center, good evening.
Right at 12 minutes on the timer.
Good evening.
And
American 1251, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240.
at that point, I think we are.
Pilot's discretion, flight level 240, American 1251.
We're going to be a little bit better off, although you never know what's going to be brewing up to the east. But I think, honestly, yep, okay, there we go. There's autopilot disconnecting, and we're getting a little bit nose up, so we're going to have to just kind of hand fly it a bit till we get through the worst of it. That's all right. No, I don't mind. This really is practice that I need. Just true instrument flying. As you can clearly see. Straight and level flight, not my best thing. Yep, we've gained a couple hundred feet. This plane, generally speaking, very, very easy to trim out. But in a storm like this, with winds like this, yeah, it's just there's nothing easy.
Stand by 1 sec, bear back.
Nothing easy about trimming any aircraft out. There's 14 minutes. We're still in the neighborhood. We're definitely on the outbound still, which is good. And
Alright, sorry, and
once
send
it
us back in.
chills out a little bit, I'll pop it over to
Boston Center,
Gardner. Give it another minute.
Boston Center.
Alright, hang on. What is very, very difficult when you are flying a sim and you don't have the benefit of feeling the aircraft moving and pitching and rolling, and I mean it's interesting. You really truly
Cargo
just
calling step by just 1 moment, I'll
are
call
in
you back.
reaction mode. So for me to even be close to where I'm at, I'm happy with that.
Sorry, the Cargo Lux calling Boston Center. Say again your call sign.
Getting close. There's 15 minutes. I'm going to pop
Cargo Lux 22
this
Victor
over,
Boston
and
Center.
that
Good evening,
will give
squawk
me,
4652.
hopefully, it'll give me Gardner 110.6.
Squawk 4652.
Nope, not quite yet. Interesting. Oh yeah, we're inbound. Sorry. We're inbound. I wonder if we can pick things back up yet. Altitude's at 5,000. Yeah, we had drifted a little bit to our left, which again, not surprising. That's where the wind is really blowing us. It was coming at us 140 just a minute ago.
November 351 Charlie Bravo Boston Center. Hello. Verify you're looking for
Right
an
now,
Province Tower advisories.
yeah, still about that same 140 at 38.
Okay, and
So
do you
we're
want
gonna have a
advisories or are you just departing the Delta?
Big time headwind as we make our turn to Plumb Island,
November 1
which,
Charlie Bravo, Roger,
by the way,
advisory for
Plumb
taxi,
Island,
altimeters 2960.
this could be kind of crazy here. Winds are 089 at 12 with gusts of 17. We do have 10 statute miles of visibility on the ground, but we're overcast 1,500. Now that should be plenty. That should be plenty.
November 351 Charlie Bravo, no problem, sir.
Maybe
Just,
not.
advice ready for taxi. You don't need
Let's
a clearance or
see.
anything like that.
Elevation's 11 feet. So if we can get cleared down below 1,500, we can fly this in visually. But that'll be the kickers. We'll have to be descending down below 1,500, which is the overcast layer right now.
Cargo Lux 22
But I think we are going to take
27 east to Bangor, maintain flight level 340.
runway. Take runway 10, which is an asphalt runway, 2,100 feet long, 50 feet wide, so right up our alley. They do have a turf runway here, which would be pretty cool, but it's runway 14 and runway 32, which would be a heck of a crosswind tonight. So
American 2204
I
Boston.
think we'll stick with runway 10.
About 10, maybe 15 minutes.
Okay, that is fine. You will be descending in.
All right, so
Stand by, actually.
by the way, 27
I'll try to be back for then.
27
Okay, that
miles.
works. In that case, American 2204.
So
That's
that was
approved. Just report when
a
you're back.
grand total of 33 and 27, 60 miles.
932 Moncton is offline. Radar service terminated. Frequency change
We're
protocol.
now going 140,
United.
so we needed about 25 total minutes, roughly, to get where we're going,
Boston,
which is all the way up to
1148,
Gardner. So yeah, we're estimating
American 1148
here
Boston. Center
to
David.
here, 60-mile leg, 25 minutes. I'm worried that might be just a hair too much because we've been well over. I mean, you can see right now we're really getting up. Yeah, I think I've disconnected again, autopilot wise. Yep. So maybe I'm going to start looking more like around 20 minutes and 20 to 22 minutes. Coming up on 19 minutes right now, so I'm going awfully quick. Down below 5,000. I don't want that. Oh, I've kind of broken out of it. All right, sweet.
12532 American.
All right, let's get the nav back. Let's get our altitude.
Good day.
November 323
north.
Kilo Tango, the Keen altimeter 2961.
2961, 323 Kilo Tango. All right, set altitude right there. Boom.
Ready to go.
Close enough.
12,000 for 140,000.
And out of 12,000, who was that?
That's Premier 119.
Premier 119 Boston City, Roger, climb and maintain flight level 360.
Yep. I think we're past at least the worst of it. Looks like we're still going to be kind of in the soup here, but
We're ready for taxi 351.
it was nice to see a little bit of blue sky there.
Runway 6, taxi by Echo.
6 by Echo 351 Charlie Bravo.
Yeah, pretty much IMC the entire 360 of the plane, so we're over 20 minutes now, and again, when we get sometime between now and 25 minutes or 24-ish minutes, nope, 25.71 is what I had calculated at 140 knots, but again, most of this leg was 130, so I don't know how accurate that is. But at that point, we are going to be turning right on a 071 course, so I'm going to go ahead and at least dial that in. What I know at this point in time, even if I'm not exactly... Oh, hey, Nav, where are you going, Nav? Why are you following?
Premier 119, if I didn't give it to you, climb and
Alright.
maintain flight level 360.
Apparently I've lost my...
For Premier moving in.
Thank you. United 36 Moncton Center is
Alright, so apparently I've
offline.
lost my
Radar service
nav.
terminated. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Alright, what else?
Advisory, we'll see you next time.
What else could happen here?
See ya.
Alright. Nav engaged. Heading nav. Please go back and pick up that outbound VOR. Air traffic is going, what are you doing? Alright, heading mode again. That's going to mess up. It's going to mess up what I was doing here. So we were supposed to be, this was a north on a 011 outbound, which we're way to the right of now, unfortunately. And we're way to the right at a really, really bad time because I think we're getting close to the VOR, so this is already going to be super sensitive in terms of us getting right over the top of the VOR. But all right, we'll continue. We'll head north and we'll just wait for this guy to flip from to from, and we're just going to kind of understand that, you know, we're out here somewhere, kind of out here. We're trying to come back and pick it up. Hopefully we can get back on that and then we can make our turn, but more than likely we're going to kind of be out here and we're going to intercept this 071 kind of past Gardner there. So yeah. Alright, we're there. There we go. We're from now, so let's turn 071. So that was 23 minutes from point to point. 23 minutes for 60 miles. Just if you're scoring at home. 071. We're going to turn this guy to 071 and see how close we are to being on this radio. It's not surprising that we're a little bit to the left of it because I think we turned when we were past ever so slightly. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep this coming to 090 until we intercept here. And you can see that we are tracking from the VOR now. And so as soon as that guy starts to get a little closer, we'll re-engage nav mode and then we can start our trip to Manchester. This is a 36-mile leg, and we are going incredibly fast. I don't know how that happened because we're into the wind now, so I don't know how our airspeed is that fast. Holy guacamole, we are fast. Just about to have things start to fall off this airplane. Wind's still in our face here. Well, not quite. It's actually off our right wing a little bit here. It's still at 141 right now, 38 knots. So I don't know how we're making such good. Oh, I do know how we're making such. We're losing altitude. No wonder. Holy cow! I did not hear the autopilot click off there, and so that's why we were making such good airspeed as we were nose down. Holy Moses. That was bad. That was just about how you die in this deal. I'm surprised I'm not getting called by
United 24, roger. November 323 Kilo Tango, Boston.
Yeah, we had a little autopilot issue there. We're climbing back to 5,000, 323 Kilo Tango. What is going on?
323 Kilo Tango, low altitude alert. My low minimum altitude is 3,200. Altitude indicates 1,700. Climb and maintain 5,000 immediately. The key altimeter is 2961. If you require any assistance, just advise.
Okay, heading back up to 5,000. Sorry about that, 323 Kilo Tango. I don't know what's...
Not a problem.
I'm still on heading mode. I just must have had my VS must have got put in... I'm going to have to go back and watch. I bet my VS somehow got put in a negative, a descent mode. Boy, oh boy. That was not good. And I'm really glad Downwind Sim is making dinner and didn't see that. Ah, crap.
Robux 3 arrival for runway 4 right.
3982.
Hiya, Watha. I was too busy looking at my charts. Altitude, yep. ETA to Plum Island. Well, it was going to be about 5 minutes because I was going to set her down on the outskirts of Plum Island, as it were. But now it's going to be, I think we still have probably about a half an hour or so. I was going to try to figure out
American 1251 contact
how
Boston
far.
approach 133.0. Good night.
Alright, I better get some speed going here because I don't want to stall. Climbing way too much. Holy Moses. Alright, get our climb back to 500, get our airspeed back up here, and we still are not getting to that outbound VOR, an outbound radio. 071 is what we're shooting for. There's a low fuel light, so I'm going to go ahead and flip the tank from rear to center. Yep, sure enough, we're getting pretty low right there. Center looks good still though, and I still have the front tank, so plenty of fuel to get where I need to go if I could just keep it in the air.
2304280.
Heading back up to 5,000. That'll be the first thing we do.
194 Boston Center.
We will continue to nudge our heading over ever so slightly to pick this up. I could just jump it straight into nav mode, but then it'll has a tendency to turn rather abruptly, and then it kind of S-turns its way back on course, so I don't want that. There it comes. All right, that's coming back in. 4,200. You know what? I probably should put you on voice Discord just so you can be giving me those calls. You're absolutely right.
Cargo looks 22 Victor, descend via the Ocean 5 arrival, runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 2964.
So 36 miles should take me probably about 15 minutes or so, and but I have no idea how close that calculation is because at one point I was going 180 knots, and then a minute ago I was going 80.
Delta 928 Boston Center.
Almost looks like it wants to get out of this junk again. And luckily for us, most of the weather right now, the heavy storm activity is still a little bit off to our right, a little south of where we're going. So I hope that continues. I think we might get lucky and just go right around the edge of it, which would be amazing. We need a break here. Alright, closing in on 5,000. I am going to engage nav mode. We should track that outbound now and be in good shape. And I'm just about ready to go. Altitude hold.
November 6th, Echo November, cross wounds at maintain 7,000.
Cross wounds at and maintain 7,000.
There we go. Altitude hold is set.
And Boston American.
Alright, everybody take a deep breath. We are making
American 2204,
good power now. So,
2204.
yep, there's,
American 2204.
as soon as I say that,
okay.
autopilot
I
disconnects.
have a new beacon code. Let me pull it up. American 2204 Squawk 4702.
Nose drops.
Descend via the J-Fund 2 arrival, runway 4
Not
right,
quite,
altimeter
not
30.
quite out of the
Approach
turbulent
altimeter
woods
2964.
just yet, I guess. Okay, I'm going to keep nudging it back to the right.
J-Fund 2 arrival, or J-Fund 2 arrival, and I expect 4 right for American 2204.
Commuter 221, contact approach 133.0.
There we go. I think we're back out of the
Thank you,
yuck. That's what happened. I think the VS kind of reset itself somehow and decided that it was going to nose down for whatever reason. Maybe it had something to do with an airspeed indication. I don't know. That's really strange. Yeah, the turbulence is what kicks it off. There's no doubt about that. But according to the map here, we should be out of the worst of the turbulence. it's worth resetting. Alright, there's 5,000. Yep. Alright, well, we're just continuing to lose our autopilot, so we're going to fly by hand here for just a little bit. See if we can't get around the worst of the bumpity bumps. And yeah, I do have some nose down trim going there. I'm not sure why. It's not overcorrect here, but
United 8, disregard.
alright. Leveled out. Still climbing though, sorry. I guess I'm not leveled out, but pitch-wise I've leveled. Roll-wise I've leveled, I mean. Pitch-wise not so much. I have actually went past, okay, so I've went past, I need to turn now 0, no. I'm still tracking the outbound, sorry, from, still tracking the Gardner outbound. By the way, the Manchester, when I get there, 114.4. This could be interesting to try to plug in here. 1144. I wonder if I'll pick it up just yet. Nope, not quite yet. Alright, let's transfer that back over. Not a super long leg. I'm a little bit surprised. Only 36 miles, but so we've been going at for about 6 minutes,
Climbing flight level P50.
and I'm estimating, you know, somewhere around 15 minutes is the entire leg. So not sure why we're not picking it up here, but maybe it's a dead VOR. I don't know.
323 Kilo Tango, contact Boston approach 133.0. Good night. 27.
133.0, 323 Kilo Tango. Good night.
Set to maintain 4,000, join the runway 4 right localizer.
4,000, join the localizer, 4 right.
Boston approach, good evening. November 323 Kilo Tango, 5,800. We are inbound Manchester.
November 323 Kilo Tango, Boston approach, good evening, Manchester, altimeter 2966. Advise when you have the weather at Plumb Island Airport and when able, say approach request.
We have the weather Plumb Island, and we'd like to visual runway 10323 Kilo Tango.
323 Kilo Tango, roger, clear direct Plumb Island Airport, advise when you have it in sight.
Clear direct Plumb Island Airport. We'll advise, are we cleared to descend? We need to get down below 1,500.
Okay, yeah, once you get a little bit closer, I'll get you down. The lowest I can get you is 2,000 in that area, though.
Okay, we'll wait for your descent clearance, and we'll advise 323 Kilo Tango. Well, first of all, I need to get myself back down to 5,000. Current weather near Plumb Island, yep, 080. Ceiling's 1,400, getting worse. Am I going to be weathered out, my friend? Getting way off of the doggone, if you want to be legal. I think maybe we're going to get a little bit of a break in the weather. I mean, look, right now you can kind of see it's overcast, but like I can see the airport through that stuff.
Maintain 190 knots or greater.
All right, so there's 5,000.
We're at 220.
Goodness sakes, this thing is sensitive. All right, I'm starting to get back on the VOR. I could really use you here, autopilot. Nav. Well, it's just not wanting to. Yeah. We're gonna climb or descend here. It's just a total guessing game as to what my VS does, and I don't know if this is like Like some airplanes, as soon as you engage the autopilot, where you're holding the flight yoke, that's the pitch heading that it'll use, or the pitch angle that it'll use. And I don't know if the Beaver is set up that way or not, but
221, maintain 170
that would kind of explain, I guess, why
until actually Commander 221 resume normal speed.
why I'm having such a hard time here. Okay, 10 minutes. 10 minutes gone by. We're on the outbound pretty close. I'm going to flip over frequencies here and see if we can track inbound. Indeed, we can. All right, very nice, very nice. That'll be helpful because that'll at least give us a rough idea where the heck we're going here.
Contact Boston Tower 128.8. Have a good night.
Okay. Engaging. 5,000's coming up. Manchester, I think we're within about 4 minutes of being where we need to be. And then from there, like I say, we're cleared. We actually were cleared direct Plumb Island.
American 1251 monitored Boston Center 134.7.
So,
I'm going to be taking over that position.
all right. So what I need to do is this.
Alright, 34-7, American 1251.
Good. Nova 323 Kilo Time, just monitor center on 134.7. No need to check in. I'm moving up to that frequency and closing this one.
We'll monitor 134.7. No check-in. 323 Kilo Tango. All right.
Control craft center or Boston Port's closed. If you need any radar services, center 134.7.
All right, 3470. So anyway, I'm still on. I actually am still on the inbound to Manchester, and I've been cleared direct Plum Island. So, all right. Downwind Sim's getting more food. I think we're just about flying over the top of. Just about flying over the top of Manchester. Yeah, it looks like maybe we are. So I'm going to go ahead and at this point, I'm going to expect that we're going to fly over the top of that VOR. This is going to change from to from, and at that point, we can go ahead and go direct Plum Island. So that is, by the way, approximately a 115 heading. So a little bit of a right turn. We'll be kind of ready to go there. We're crabbing into the wind quite a bit right now as it is. And so...
Pull 6 Echo November, expect the Atlas runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 2964.
Expect 4 right, 6 Echo November.
Man, we're really getting a long way away here. I wonder what's going on there. Now it's doing a little bit of a correction to try to get back on. I'm assuming. Again, it's a little bit of a quirky autopilot, which is maybe why the Beaver pilots really don't use it very often. It's maybe just not that super accurate. I know some of the older ones in like some of the Cessnas were like that. They were just kind of got you in the neighborhood, but not necessarily right on the money. All right, how am I doing? I'm doing good. I think I have us here a minute and a half or so away from Manchester. We actually have been cleared direct Plum Island, but since I'm already almost here, and I think I'm about right here, I'm just going to go up to Manchester, get my bearings, and then start heading out here on a 115. I could have turned back here, I suppose, and tried to finagle my way. I guess I don't know exactly. Maybe you would have went to Lawrence and then up, but that's actually a question for me to ask you, downwind, is if I'm in a situation like that, if I'm right here, let's say I'm right by this blue dot here at Nashua, and I'm cleared direct to Plum Island, how do I navigate that? How do I set that in a slant alpha autopilot without first going up to Manchester and then out? I guess I just don't know exactly. I might need to talk with you. Oh, it's Slant Alpha, we don't. So maybe is that shouldn't have been a clearance that I received? Or am I correct then in just flying myself all the way up to the Manchester VOR and then turning? Because that's what I'm doing. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I think I'm over the top of it, guys. I really do. As soon as that thing hits, I'm going to click over to heading mode. And so that'll mean we're past it a little bit.
3000 American Talk.
But there's 15.5 hours. I'm just going to go heading mode right now.
2nd November, turn right heading 070, join the localizer, descend and maintain 3000.
Right 070, join the localizer. Descend and maintain what altitude?
3000.
Nope, 115. All right, and then we're going to spin this around also 115.
Expect the ILS runway 4 right approach.
Roger, expecting the 4 right
We'll
approach.
see if we turn too early.
ILS 22 Victor, information hotels current, expect the ILS runway 4
Still
right
showing that
approach.
we're 2. Oh, so that's what this means then. It means that we actually
right approach.
close this layer. We actually got out here somewhere, and so even though we turned, we're still, even though we're heading towards Plumb Island, if we're out here, we're still tracking toward the VOR. So that should flip over here in just a minute. Yeah, Plumb Island doesn't have any navs, so
Right 090.
yeah, and there's nothing else that I see. You know, like sometimes they'll give you, like a radial from a different, or something from, from Keys or something down here, but I don't see anything.
0323 Kilo Tango, descend and maintain 3000.
Descend and maintain 3000, 323 Kilo Tango. This is the only definitive radial I have, so I have to fly that, right? Okay, I picked up the from, and I am well to the left, so I'm going to turn a little bit, and I'm going to pull this baby down to 3000. And we're going to come down here. So this is just a 24 nautical mile leg. By the way, that was about 17 minutes on that. So 24, we're going to just cut that in half. That would be if we're going 120, so we're going to say about 10 minutes.
Express 194, descend via the Ocean 5 arrival, runway 4 right.
We're going to keep coming around, bringing it around town. Like SpongeBob, bring it around town. Hopefully get that outbound radial centered up. And then on our way down to 3000. I'm going to pull back the power here because we're going to have to get slow, and we're going to have to hope for some clearing here. Yeah, that's a good call, downwind. I could just tell them unable, request track outbound radial or something like that, right? Yeah. Okay, well,
Localizer, maintain 7000.
our alternate, by the way, is Nantucket, which is always a pleasure. That's overcast at 11,000, and so that would be doable for us to fly into, I guess, if we had to. That's a little ways out of the way, but I put it that way because I hoped that it would be far enough south that it'd be out of the weather. Maybe I should go up north. I might actually. Maybe I would be smart to go up. Alright, I'm going to look here. Got a second before I. Oh, there's 3000. Did we stop? No, we haven't stopped. Okay, that's there. Altitude's armed, roughly 3000. Alright, so boy, as I take a look, at my weather here on Sky Vector.
Air China 517 Boston Center, climb and maintain, level 210.
I might have to go a long way to get my butt out of trouble here.
183 Boston Center, squawk 4750.
So we're down here.
Where's the squawk?
I may have to go clear up here. There's Portland. There's Wiscasset. Rockland. I might have to go clear up Augusta. Bangor, I guess I could go. I do have Bar Harbor scenery. I could go. That's a long way, boy, I tell you what. And then down here, yeah, Nantucket's just on the leading edge of it, so.
Number 6, second November, 2 miles from Milt, maintain 2000
Okay.
until established on the localizer, cleared ILS running
Well, you never know until you get there, so
Right approach, 6 second November.
that's what we're going to just
American 1251, 5 miles from Nabo,
figure out.
maintain 3000 until
Overcast
established on the localizer, cleared
1,300
ILS
is what it's
approach.
telling us right now.
3000 was established, cleared ILS before right, American 1251.
American 1251, thanks, maintain 170 knots until Milt.
So technically and legally,
117 Milt.
I'm not-
American 1251, thanks.
United 24,
I'm not legal.
Got a 90 knot overtaking the aircraft in front of you. It's turn right heading 130, and it's going to maintain 4000. You'll be right back on very shortly.
I'm not legal to request landing clearance here.
4948 cross lobby at 900,000.
Because I cannot, I very definitely cannot see anything down below me.
2905.
And
Lobby 9000 for the 948.
yeah,
American 1148 advised we have hotel.
weather is getting worse. There's no doubt about it. Not really weather per se, but visibility is getting worse here.
King Express 591 advised we have information at hotel. Expect the ILS runway 4 right approach.
Okay, so we are
Again, Express 591.
Okay, number 6 second November tower 128.
we are sort of on. We're having a hard time,
1251 tower 128.
really a hard time staying on that
28 American
outbound
1251.
radio. We'll go back to heading
turn right
mode.
heading 180.
180 United 824.
Delta 928, contact New York approach 128.12, 2812.
13.12.
I think 120 is going to get us pretty close. Now the nice thing about this though is that he is going to give us a little bit of a position approach. He's going to say, or position report. He's going to give us a something like 10 miles
310.
from you know, from the airfield or whatever. The lowest clearance he'll give us, he said, was 2,000 feet. So I think it's worth, if nothing else, it's worth going down to 2,000 feet. And if that doesn't work, I think what we'll do is just request, we'll just request direct Bar Harbor,
UPS 301 Boston Center.
because that's out of the weather right now.
UPS 301 cross Stella at 1000, Bradley altimeter 2947.
And we have enough fuel for that. We definitely can't go back. And
UPS 301, thanks for flying on the ILS runway 6 approach.
we'd have enough to go. Now we'd have enough to go to Bar Harbor.
24 to right heading 010, join the localizer, descend and maintain 3000.
010, Jordan Viper, maintain 3000, United 824.
November 323 Kilo Tango, descend and maintain 2000.
Descend and maintain 2,000, 323 Kilo Tango. All right, well, down we go. Let's see what happens.
Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 29 or 59er. Say Roebuck 3, 4 right, south on stage. South 22, thanks. Hotel's current, expect the ILS approach. We have India expecting ILS
Yeah,
4.
we're looking.
Catfish 209, descend via the J-Fund 2 arrival, runway 4 right, Boston altimeter
On our way down. Here we go, boys and girls.
J-Fund 2 for 4 right, we have India as well, sir. Thank you, American 920, descend via the J-Fund 2 arrival, runway
Lawrence
4 right,
has
Boston
a
altimeter
municipal. You know what?
29.
That's probably a good idea.
Via the J-Font
Or Lawrence has a municipal. Lawrence has an ILS. Yeah, you know what? That's a good call. ILS runway 5.
24, 6 miles from Nabo, maintain 3000 until established on the local.
I think that's a good plan B. Whoops, I don't want that. I want my active sky.
Clear ILS 4 right approach. United 24.
So
Secured 183 radar contact 10 miles northeast of Kennebuck, maintain level 340.
We're going to maintain in front of the 340.
Lawrence 08010.
Kilo Tango, Plumb Island Airport, 12 o'clock, 15 miles, report when you have it in sight.
We'll report 323 Kilo Tango. All right, so
Kennedy Express 591, India.
we have an idea. At least we're heading in the right direction here.
Look at India and expecting 4 right approach, ILS Express 591.
Aha! Aha!
ILS running 4 right approach.
4 right, border 948.
Oh, if we could just get down a little tiny bit lower. We broke out ever so slightly. That's almost worse than not being able to see anything right there, is when you just break out ever so slightly.
United 24, contact tower 128.8, have a good night.
128.8.
Alright, anyway, I was looking for Lawrence 080 at 10, so we could take an ILS runway 5.
Center 134.9.
That would be doable for us. I believe I'm able to fly an ILS here for this guy. Gosh darn it, so close. So close with this little tiny peak out there.
22 Victor Heavy, descend and maintain 4,000.
Descend, maintain 4,000.
Alright, there's our 2,000. And we're just going to kind of fly a little ways and we're just going to see. I mean, that's all we can do. And then if that doesn't, you know, here in the next minute or so, if we don't have a little bit of a breakout, then we're going to have to divert and request, I guess, direct Lawrence for the ILS runway 5.
Runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 29er 59er.
Yep, sure not looking like.
Roger.
Now here's the bad thing is, now could I cancel? I could cancel my IFR and fly the rest of it VFR. Could I not, downwind sim?
They're China 517, descent via the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 4
Even though I'm not in VFR conditions right now? Yeah, dang it. What if I went back to the spot where I was legal? What if I went back to that spot I was legal and canceled?
China 517, it's descend via the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 4 right. So all the
I know that's kind of pushing it.
speeds on the 4 right transition and then level off at 6,000.
I just think we're just in no man's land here, guys. It's not going to happen.
Cargo Lux 22 Victor Heavy, descend and maintain 3,000.
Yeah, pushing it.
3,000.
We did have that little spot though where we were. Boston approach, 323 Kilo Tango. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to punch through. I'd like to request direct Lawrence Municipal and the ILS runway 5 approach.
323 Kilo Tango, clear to Lawrence Airport, maintain 2,000, turn right heading 10.
All right, turn 100, 323 Kilo Tango. All right, 18.
323 Kilo Tango, heading 18.
Sorry, 180, 323 Kilo Tango. All right, here we go. So, yeah, that's, well, we knew that was a possibility when we took off. So Lawrence is 112.5. Let's go ahead and put that in. We'll admit defeat. And we will,
Carlux 22 Victor Heavy, turn right heading 320.
I'm going to pull up the, by the way, I'm just looking at this over here. The ILS frequency 111.7. I'm not going to transfer that just yet, but we will be ready when it's time. And then approach course of 053. All right, that'll be ready when it's time. Wonder how close we got. I have to look at the map. Okay, might as well get some speed going again here.
4948, descend and maintain 6,000.
Down to 64948.
Now my
Carlux 22 Victor Heavy,
airspeed indicator is kind of getting a little choppy. I wonder what's going on. I wonder what the temperature is. It's getting cold out there. Yeah, we're still like 60 degrees almost, so shouldn't be icing up at all.
323 Kilo Tango, turn right heading 220.
Right 220, 323 Kilo Tango. Alright, I wonder if he's going to have to take me around all the way around Boston Airport, maybe.
Air China 517, advise when you have information India, expect the ILS on a 4 right approach.
With information India and expecting runway 04 right approach here, China 517.
Carlux 22 Victor, heavy 4 miles from Nabo, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer.
Oh, just south, okay.
Right approach.
So I'm going to go ahead and put in 053, the approach course. Just to get a feel for where we're at here. So there's 050. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, I see where we're going. I see where we're going.
Number 351, Charlie Bravo, Boston Center, I got you back. Your IFR.
Yep, so we failed to go here. Oh, hey, we're punching out. So, alright. Dude, I'm telling you. Now, just for a second. That was that area where we saw a little bit of ground, but so we were there, we didn't quite get there, so now he's kind of vectoring us around here. Probably got to kind of come over here-ish and then land a 0, runway 5.
Boston Center, would you like us to maintain?
That's right. Okay, okay.
TBS 301, yeah, just for another 2 miles.
I have no idea if it was or not.
Delta 498 cross Calverton at 12000.
I think I'm going to just admit defeat and actually fly this one by the book here, and that's okay. That's just, it can become a little bit of a maybe Slant Alpha transferred a little bit of a curse over to me. I don't know. That's okay. We don't have to solve all the world problems here. Yeah, maybe.
Porter 948, turn right heading 210, vectors ILS, runway 4 right approach.
Am I climbing here?
210.
No, I don't think so.
948.
UPS 301, descend and maintain 4000.
Down to 4000, UPS 301.
Boston Center, Delta 2710, passing 3,200 for 5. Delta 2710, Boston departure, Christian Boston Center, radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000. Up to 14,000, Delta 2710.
American 920, leaving flow level PT 0, descending 6,000.
American 920, thank you. Delta 351, Charlie Bravo, Boston Center, runway 6, taxi via Alpha Echo.
Still fun. Well, I shouldn't say that till I'm on the ground, but always learning, no matter what. It's just what happens.
215 and 5 for Porter 948.
Number 323 Kilo Tango, turn right heading 270.
Right turn 270, 323 Kilo Tango.
UPS 301 heavy, turn right heading 190, vectors ILS running 6 approach.
So, yeah, so I have that tuned in right now, but if he doesn't keep vectoring me, I will, but right now I have this set on runway heading, kind of ready to flip it over to the localizer frequency downwind. But like I say, if he doesn't, if he tells me,
210 advice, back in 1148.
Porter 948, maintain 210 knots until advised.
210 on the speed, Porter 948.
spin the CDI to check.
10, climb and maintain level 220. Up to 220, 2710. Beaver 183.
What you talking about, Willis? I'm in. I'm locked and loaded, buddy. Locked and loaded. All right, there we go. Oh, look at that. See? I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. But as I look up,
323 Kilo Tango, sorry, trying to a little bit early. Turn left heading 230.
I've turned 230, and we did punch out here. Would we be able to cancel IFR and just try to make this flight into Plum Island VFR.
Number 323 Kilo Tango, IFR cancellation received. Ready for terminate squawk VFR.
Squawking VFR and over to Unicom. Thanks for the help. 323 Kilo Tango. Sweet.
Southwest 1082.
We may not be dead yet, boys and girls.
20 at or above 4,000.
Uh-oh. So now all I have to do is figure out where the heck I'm at.
Down to 449.
Okay, so real quick, we're going to descend because we need to get down to a VFR altitude, and we need to also make sure that we are in business here. So I'm going to turn myself around here, and I'm going to get going back kind of towards the northeast. Yep, I'm gonna get back to the coast. And I'm just gonna fly. I'm gonna fly basically straight. I'm due east and get myself back to the coast. And I'm gonna just go down as low. So that's the beauty of this plane, is it's built for like 500 feet above, above sea level. All right. In the meantime, though, I need to figure out, like I say. Oh, I need to do this.
210 to advise, can you express
2280.
591, descend and maintain 5,000.
All right.
Send 5,000.
So we're now Unicom, and all right. So I think the thing I want to do here is I want to use. All right, let's get rid of the layers. We know it's wet out here. I'm going to use Lawrence 112.5 to figure out where I'm at in relation to that VOR. So I am going to spin this guy around and see. Okay, so it is right now. I would be 040 to intercept it. So that means that I am south and west. So I'm down here somewhere, which is good. So maybe kind of down here. So if I'm heading due east, I'm going to be out, kind of heading out to this little point on VFR. So let me flip it over. I'm going to be heading out to, this is Thatcher Island, Rockport, whatever, Gloucester. We'll be heading out kind of in this direction. And there's Plum Island. There's this little inlet here and this little inlet here, and it's kind of right on the coast. So let's get this out of the way because I'm getting down nice and low. And I think that's probably low enough for now. And it's getting dark. Joy of joys. Watch me end up getting to the airport and running out of light here. That'd be the case, wouldn't it? All right. So right now it's just it's getting a little bit. Yeah, the MEF is 800, so yeah, we're pretty close here. Yep, 1200 safe for me. Right now I'm at 900. I'm just going to kind of keep it right there. That gives me a pretty good view. Should keep me well below. Yeah. 500 feet below. Yep. We're in business, and we are. Lawrence is now almost straight north of us. Kind of using this almost like an ADF right now, but that'll be when this thing centers up. That means Manchester is due north. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. I don't think that was it. That's definitely not it. But anyway, now without the DME, that makes it a little trickier. But all right, then the so the kicker now is actually Lawrence is basically, all right, so here's what I just did. I just put in a temporary waypoint. So the Lawrence VOR is right here. We may have seen that. That might have been the airfield. But the Lawrence VOR is right there. It's almost due east. It's 089 for 12 miles. So we should be almost right at it right now because we're heading 090. And yeah, as soon as we hit the coast here, my friend, I had plenty of clearance on those towers. Don't panic. Actually, that's one thing that this thing will tell me now that it's turned on, is it'll tell me if there's towers or things like that. I'm tracking. Well, right now I just had it turned north, just so I had a feel for where I was at. But I can track 090. Yep, so I'm a little bit south of that right now. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's turn up that way. And I actually don't mind. I don't mind hitting the coast a little bit south because that. Well, either way, I don't know if we'll be able to. I don't know how far south he took me. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to angle back up and intercept that radial or not. But if I do, awesome. If I don't, then if I'm down here too far and I can't get all the way back up and intercept this radial, no big deal. I'm going to hit the coast. I'll probably hit this little inlet here, and then I can just, I mean, up and down this coast, you're going to see it. But I'll tell you this, downwind, it's every bit as tricky to find as some of those farm strips there in the Pacific Northwest, even though it's an airport with 2 runways. But it's a little bit hidden away. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll just kind of keep going. In fact, you can intercept the radial. It's acceptable to intercept the radial at a 45. So I will turn to a 45-degree angle, and we'll see if we can bring that radial down or not. And again, if we do, great. If we don't, we should still be in pretty good shape. I don't think the lighthouse, by the way, is modeled, unfortunately. Uh-oh, picking up some mist. I'm going down to 800. I was climbing a little bit there, I don't know why. So, to recap, not 100% sure what we did was necessarily illegal, but we were given clearance to do that, so I don't think technically what we requested when we requested to cancel IFR was not legal, just maybe not prudent. And definitely against the advice of the unofficial CFI of the Melvin Leroy channel and manufacturer of Flight Sim's best binoculars, Downwind Sim. Look at the clarity on those babies. And cue the rain. Oh, that's a thing of beauty. Okay, one of these. There we go. I think that's the one that goes around the airplane. Yeah. If the ceilings are 13 and the MEF is 800, you'd recommend against it. Alright. You're right, there is no margin. We don't need no stinking margin. I should have attached the floats just in case. I could have set her down. Looks like there's maybe a nice little beach house right there we could have put in for the night and had a lobster bake and just called it good. Tell you what I'm more worried about right now than the ceilings. I'm worried about running out of light again. I think it was Madagascar where the King Lemur had the quote of the day, which is, how much longer is this going to take? We need to get to the coastline, brother. Missed the radial? Yeah, I might have. Your point? That happened fast. What was I doing? This is the problem with me, man. Okay, so that kind of looks like that inlet. I truly have adult ADHD. And so it's not always pretty. It manifests itself shiny. Yeah, doesn't that kind of have that feel of a Orbic scenery? It's got to be it. Got to be it. So we want 010, and right now, honestly, we're almost talking about your distractions. But that's a giveaway of the Orbic stuff, is that blinky kind of light thing. So 010, we're almost straight inbounds right now. Inbounds, straight inbound. I'm watching basketball on the TV too, so that's inbounds or inbound. But let's make a flyby here and just make sure that this is indeed the place. If I get visual on the runway though, I may just come straight in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's it or not. We're gonna fly over the top. We're gonna fly midfield, and we'll enter. Let's see. Nothing's listed here, so that means left traffic. Plum Island traffic, November 323 Kilo Tango. We're flying over midfield at 800 and entering left traffic for runway 10, Plum Island. That's not it. That on the south side of the water. So it's right. Oh yeah, it is. It's on the. Should be on this side of the inlet. You're right, my friend. You are right. I honestly think we may be going to go right over the top of it here. No, wait. That's it right there, I believe. Yep, I think we're right there, guys. Okay, so we are, yeah, at Plum Island traffic correction. 323 Kilo Tango will be, we're on the right downwind for runway 10. Yep, that's our boy. That's our boy, Blue. See if we can get a little bit of a peekage out this back window. Alright. Weather's holding a little bit. Yeah, I seem to remember that little bridge right there too. So we'll get out there. Ain't it the truth? Things that you put up with me downwind, I don't know. Alright, pull the power back. We are going to go prop and mixture full forward here. I do want to get some flaps in. I don't think I want to go out there too much further because the cloud layer does not look super friendly. I am going to do this. Otto, thank you very much. You helped us out tremendously, but woo. Now I think it's time for me to try to get this bird into the field. They do laugh at me a lot, if that's what you mean. I don't know if that means they love me, but yeah. Plum Island traffic, 323 Kilo Tango, right base runway 10, Plum Island. Okay, we're going to toss a couple notches of flaps in here before we do that. Get that speed down ever so slightly. And here we go. I think it's going to have to be a pretty quick turn. get on base and I'll kind of see where I'm at here. Alright. Okay. Plum Island traffic, 323 Kilo Tango, turning final runway 10 Plum Island. Alright, I do have landing light and taxi lights on. I am coming around here. Kind of want to find that bridge, if I remember right. Yeah, there we go. That bridge is a little bit of a guide. And wait a second. Am I exactly backwards? Yes, I am. What am I thinking? I'm totally backwards right now. I'm lined up for runway 27. Oh, vey. What am I doing? Man, I'm brain dead. Now I've kind of lost my reference point here. Whoops. And into the wind, please. Okay. Good call. There we are. There's our airfield, for Pete's sake. What in the world was I thinking? So luckily I don't think there's anybody else down there, and again, you're the only one watching this, so with that crab angle. Yeah, it's crazy. Plum Island, 323 Kilo Tango, we're on the left downwind runway 10 Plum Island. This might be messy. What part of this flight would give you the indication that anything that I'm doing here on final is going to be less than textbook? Hear that? That's the textbook right there. Love it if this thing would trim for me here. Alright, there we go. There we go. Meanwhile, yeah, I have no idea. I think I'm in the neighborhood here. And at Downwind Sim, if you could give Plum Island a call and just have them alert the medical personnel ahead of time, have the emergency vehicles ready, that'd be great. Plum Island traffic, 323 Kilo Tango, left base, runway 10 Plum Island. You know what? If nothing else, I'm getting a lot of extra call and work on my phraseology. How's my phraseology been, Downwind Sim? Am I doing okay? That's what I need help with as much as anything. I don't want to sound like a complete total goof. I mean, if you watch me fly, you're going to see that I am, but I don't want to sound like that. I'm super tight to the airfield too, by the way, aren't I? Probably should just keep it coming around. Alright, there's base. Look out, somewhere out there. There it is. Okay, I think we're okay. We're a little low. Plum Island traffic, 323 Kilo Tango, turning final, runway 10 Plum Island. Phrase is about the only thing I'm doing that's halfway decent. Alright, let's come around here. Let's see how close we are. We should be in the neighborhood anyway. At least I can say that I showed it to Downwind Sim. He knows that the airfield does exist. Alright, there it is. I turned a little early, actually. So he can't deny anymore that the airfield is there. Alright, we're going to go flaps to landing. You should have. Tell me this is any worse than what we do in the mountains of Idaho. Come on. Boy, this is bumpy. Bumpy and lumpy. So I should have a wind off my left here if it's still the same. It's about 09 or 0. Just a slight left crosswind. Definitely no runway lights though. mean, you can see why it was tough to find, but it has some kind of cool like farmhouses and stuff. And all right, stereo cockpit, please. Like we're just a hair high. Oh my goodness. I am getting tossed around like a paper plane here. Okay, I see a 1-0. Oh my gosh. I see big wind. I see a tree I want to miss right there. I see a big balloon. You're all right, girl. Come on. Oh, a little bump, a little bounce. Dog. I woke the dog up. All right. Well, it was definitely a one bouncer. But welcome to Plum Island. Holy Moses. That was interesting. I think we're definitely going to have to watch the replay on that. Whoa. I don't think it was that big of a bounce. Come on. It was a medium bounce. It only woke one dog up, so it couldn't have been that bad. Alright, let's head back here, and we will taxi in, because I do want to kind of show you this airport. This is kind of a cool little place. So the grass strip, I'll actually probably pop up to the... So... maximum legal allowed bounce in the Beaver is 205 feet. So I was 5 feet under. So we were fine. Oh, look at that windsock. Yeah, it just keeps changing directions. There's my red car I had left for me. I think I better slow down here. I think my turn is coming up. Yep, there it is. Oops, not quite so much. Let's pull in here. We'll shut this boy down. We'll check the suspension. Would you get me some 40 weight motor oil and some ball bearings? Quaker State, please. We got to check the ball bearings. Where shall I park? Right by this guy sweeping up. This'll work. Bring it around here. Oh boy. Maybe I'll pull it off onto the grass. Oh, those guys aren't quite on the grass, I guess. Alright, we'll go right there. And alright, let's super fast hop outside. We're disconnected from VATSIM, so we don't annoy the rest of the planes in the area. And let's see, 3 minutes probably enough. Let's find out. Yep, that looks pretty good. Let's take a peek at the outside view.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Now I did not hear that.
Don't sink. Don't
That
sink.
does come up in the replay sometimes.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Holding it, not bad, not bad. Oh, it didn't really show. Alright. I gotta look at that one more time here. That wasn't a very good view. Let's do one more. Instant replay. 180. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to try to find a different view here. Let's do the tower. That's always an interesting view. Tower, nearest tower.
Don't sink.
2B2.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
So,
Don't sink.
Al
Don't
South, I need you to tell me
Don't
what you
sink.
think of this now. Before
Don't
you
sink.
before
sink.
you get too critical here.
Don't sink.
understand
sink.
the winds were 09 or
Don't
0 at 47 miles an
sink.
hour with a gust of 106 miles an hour.
Don't sink.
So
Don't sink.
that's the weather right now,
Don't
by the
sink.
way. 46
Don't
mile an
sink.
hour variable
Don't sink.
winds, actually.
Don't sink.
And I may not even have hit. Maybe I just flared. Tokyo drift. Standard. Thank you, Al. Thank you. That was fine. That was absolutely fine. 100% fine. I don't know, man. Some people are hard to please. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, that's what happens when you run too many. Let me see if I can get any kind of a view here. Yep. When you run too many instant replays in P3D, it freezes your sim. So I'm going to kind of call it good at this point and cue the outro music here so I can tell you what's coming up, because I think this involves you, Mr. Downwind Sim, and I don't know, maybe others, maybe Al South as well. Okay, coming up tomorrow night, I am going to be right back here in this area, maybe not right here per se, but in the northeast part of the United States. I'm going to hop in the Captain Sim 737-200 and fly from Philadelphia to Boston. They have a regional circuit event going on. Usually it's Wednesday night, but this go around is Thursday, so that's why we were able to do a little bonus flight in the Milviz Beaver. And then Saturday, I'm going to hop in the A2A Cessna 182 Skylane. I'm going to go down to the SoCal area, and I'm going to try to find a few uncontrolled airfields to, again, just practice my Unicom phraseology and just have some fun. I haven't been in the Skylane for a while, but those are my next two streams coming up. I have not looked ahead at all for next week, so hopefully I'll be able to do that here in the next day or two and put something up to date on the stream channel, the information. I also would invite anyone that would like to, if you feel like joining. I have set up a Discord, and that's where a lot of the trash talking continues. So you're welcome to head over there and join the FBO, and it's a great group of guys. Actually, you're meeting a couple of them here, Downwind, Al South. Guys, thanks for coming along. But there's many more, and basically they're all people that I just buddy up to, and then I just am quiet and listen and learn from them, and then I come out and try to do the stuff that they they teach me here on my own. So yeah, so Downwind, I've been trying to talk him into hopping in the Mad Dog so he can follow me, or I'll follow him one way or the other. I think the Mad Dog's quite a bit faster than 737-200, but yeah, with any luck, we'll be in the air together, and the plan is 0000 midnight Zulu, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and so that's what we'll hopefully be able to do. We'll see how that goes. Oh, no, take that back. I'm working late tomorrow, so I've bumped back the departure time to 10 o'clock Eastern, so 0200 Zulu. Yeah, I've got to work a little bit late, so be a couple hours late getting things started. But anyway, hope to see you along for the ride, and until then, you guys have a great night. We'll see you on the TCAS. Take care. God bless.